Hello everybody, welcome to the second part of the essay writing video, and now we are going to dive into the third question. This is the second part where we will finalize our essay question regarding our courses and future plan regarding the field that we do study. So we have written so far around yes 725 words, and it is still not complete, but we will start to finalize our part. So if you haven't watched the first part, you're not going to understand where we got all these information here. I have talked about every information one by one in my previous video in the part 1. Please go and watch that so that you have a complete understanding of how and where all these information that we see here it came from. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Here we want to change all these outlines to questions so that we write it one by one what it really means. Okay, here we start. I have been involved. So I'm writing all these parts together. I'm just looking at them and writing. That's what you need to do, the same thing as well. So all your information that you have written together, let's work on them to complete our answer to the third issue. Maybe you listen to like 10 minutes or 5 minutes of what I'm doing here, and then pause this video and then work on your paper, and then like we go step by step with one another. So I have been involved in reconstruction and economic development of Afghanistan since 2000. I don't say 2005, 2010. When I used to work as, or when I was since 2002, when I was an interpreter with the XXX. I don't want to write the name of the place that I worked. So I have been working in the development sector with the focus on peace. I don't want to use the word peace and education. I want to write peace, but the reason why I wrote peace in my original essay, I had a goal there, so I want to highlight it. If I don't use it now, I will just remove it. Peace, education, and economic building for the last, let's say, 10 years. In 10 years we have been working. I have experienced how closely the economy is related to security and peace especially in post-conflict countries. Fine. Afghanistan. Okay. This is what to do. I've been involved in economic development. I've been working and thinking about my field since 2005 when I was interpreter. My focus was on law, education. Okay, peace, education, rule of law. I don't say law, rule of law, education, economic development for the lax. Okay, okay. So I removed this part so that we know what we are writing there. I said, then I talk about the Afghanistan and the WTO, the policies of President Ghani. It's her president of Afghanistan, and one of his achievements is Afghanistan's membership in WTO that attracts foreign investment and trade in Afghanistan. So it's one of the achievements because my work or my field is related to it. That's why I want to talk about it. So this is like my whole background, whatever I wanted to talk so far. I remove each part so that I don't want this to annoy you. Okay, second paragraph, as the deputy. Okay, I talk my classes later. I just put it here. You remember it. Okay. Okay, I talk about this place. So let's first write about my work, and then I can see how I relate my courses that helped me to land in this job. As the deputy director of Afghanistan Center for Commercial Dispute Resolution, ACDR, seeing the impact of the economy on commercial and development, Afghanistan faces many problems finding experts, practitioners. So I'm talking about these problems here. What is this? Practitioners, professional arbitrators or mediators, I don't have to say professionals, experts. Okay, I have already written experts. Experts in the field of alternative dispute resolution, ADR, along many other problems with the regulation. Okay, now I want to add this. I was talking about this part and also this part. Not this part, so I think I have to talk about court congestion as well. And then I talked about this one. It's time for you to judge. Okay, so I say I am interested in trade and commercial law, which made me take classes in business and trade during my bachelor at the American University of Afghanistan. So now I copy paste these classes. It's very much, but don't worry. We will remove them. We will not remove them, we will shorten them as much as possible. So I remove the color because it's okay now. These classes helped me land in a position, I don't say job, a position at the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce and Industries, ACCI. As the Deputy Director of Afghanistan Center of Commerce at the ACCI, you see how I related this, okay. Meanwhile, I remove this part. Okay, I forgot to add as the Deputy Director of, okay, these classes help me land in a position at the WTO, Department of Ministry of Commerce and at the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce and Industries. Meanwhile, during my practical work, during my work, I found that there is congestion in the courts and the domestic and foreign investors don't trust the courts either. Okay, there is problem with the wording, with the grammar. I don't mind it now. Practitioners, I wrote all of them. Okay, so now now I have to think about this one. What's this? Classes in business and trade during my bachelor's. Okay, either. Okay, now I write in it. It is the time for ACCI and WTO departments to achieve sustainable economic development by training experts and having better commercial, business and trade laws, regulations and sound trade relations. I don't have to say with the neighboring countries like I did here. And meanwhile, Afghanistan lacks professionals and experts and expert human resources for commerce and trade, WTO. Not human, the human. Okay, so I covered this part. To be able to resolve these problems, I'm looking to study at the following universities to be able to learn and elevate my knowledge, to be able to work back to resolve, to be able to resolve these problems in my country. I think this is good. I just keep it there. And okay, for this one, I had a link. This link, it talks about the study. It's by a very famous media or organization that talks about the lack of expert and the problems that Afghanistan faces because of not having experts in this specific field. And the reason why I put the link here is to show that there is a real problem with lack of experts, and that's why I'm going to study this field to help my country. So that's the only thing I will add later, and or I may not. Then I say pursuing a master's degree in international trade and commercial law with a focus on trade development and commercial dispute resolution. Yes, in Afghanistan, to attract foreign and domestic investment through ECDR. Okay, pursuing a master's degree in international trade and commercial law with a focus on trade development and commercial dispute. Okay, I have a problem here. Pursuing a master in commercial law and focus on trade development, international trade law and commercial law with a focus on trade development and leadership will enhance my professional career and will allow me to help in investment, economic development, and commercial dispute resolution. In Afghanistan to attract foreign investment through ECDR. Okay, this is a long sentence. I don't encourage you to write a very long sentence, so that you start here and put the period or full stop here, but I think I need to put this to compile a lot of information. Yeah, this is it. So yeah, and okay, I may write one more. I think I didn't select this. I have passionately selected 3 universities that best meet my desired field of postgraduate studies in commerce and trade law. To be able to resolve these problems, I'm looking to study at the following universities to be able to learn and elevate my knowledge to be able to resolve these problems in my country. I put this here and then there, and then my first choice is University of Aberdeen. Okay, I don't have to use number 1 course name. I just write it like this. Okay. My first choice at the University of Aberdeen. I can also write here L.L.M. if I want to remove the upper one, international commercial law with professional skills, will equip me with critical skills, with critical thinking and understanding of the practice of both the practice and theory of international commercial law and development. Okay, so I don't say the reason why I choose university. Maybe I can use that as well. Study following courses at university will equip me with practical work, critical thinking, understanding both the practice and theory of international commercial law, which I got this. Professional experience. I covered professional experience. It's just like related, understanding about practice and theory of international commercial law, because this is what I do. The reason was, okay, I will be able to consider on courses. Now I say the reason why I selected by study. The reason why I chose to study at the University of Aberdeen is to learn commerce and trade law with the professional skills module that enables me to work practically in my last semester. It's not a semester actually, it's a season here, but I can use that word. Furthermore, I will concentrate on courses like international trade and commerce, international commercial arbitration, GATS, and WTO courses. Okay. Professional skills. This is what I wrote for my first. Maybe I will think about this professional experience, these things later. But for now, this is it. I don't really have to write more. Okay. This is it. This is a very good reason why I wrote it, and the reason why I choose this university and what I'm going to study there. Okay. Now we go to the my second choice is University of Birmingham, and the course name. Yes, why I have this course here. Okay, before we come to we go to the next question, I would like to tell you to once again try to find the specific name of the modules you want to study at each university, and these three universities, try to really talk about them, why you choose them and why that subject is important for you. Because if I said I want to study practical skills, professional skills, the reason for professional skills is the reason is that it gives me practical experience to work in the UK for my field. So by the time when I return back to my country, I have a major, a degree, and also have a kind of internship or a practical work. This is something that is a great thing for me. So think about that kind of options, and if there is such an option for your courses, write it down. Okay, now we go to the second question. Okay, the optional modules are, okay, I have to be clear. I say my second choice. Don't mind about the big title, maybe we remove that one or change it. My second choice is University of Birmingham, and then I write here international commercial law. I forgot to put L.L.M. International commercial law. This is it. It does not have any other thing. International commercial law, which offers me which offers a wide range of optional modules. This is it. The important modules will help me choose subjects related to international trade law and investment in Afghanistan and other courses. So this university had the option to have so-called international investment law for developing countries. So I have to say the important modules will help me choose subjects related to international law investment for developing countries, which is really required and needed for Afghanistan and other developing countries. So this is how I will put it. Okay, and then I have to say the reason why I choose university is that these course modules provide me a thorough conceptual. Okay, and then I say the reason why I choose this university is that these courses modules provide me a thorough conceptual framework and the skills to analyze the different perspective factors in international trade and commerce in post-conflict and developing countries. I think this is a perfect sentence, so I don't have to do more. Okay, and talk about the academic. Like the above, I will concentrate on courses such as WTO, GATT, TRIPS, and other WTO laws, international commercial arbitration law, and okay. These courses were very similar to my. These courses are very similar to my current work at the ACDR, which will help me learn more and professional. Okay, this is another thing which we related it to our career, and then our third choice is London School of Law and Economics. Course name. Okay, so my third choice is university. Is this university, or we can say, yeah, this. Maybe if we remove the above, so we say my third choice is the London School of Law and Economics, because of the options for it is vast modules in international laws, trade, and commercial transactions. So I changed the wording, I removed this part. Yes, that should be fine. As I am dealing with international commercial arbitration transactions at my workplace, and I used to take international business commercial law courses during my bachelor's, and completing these international trade and commercial law modules will enable me be a pioneer in this field in my country. Wow, I think this is good. I just removed this professional experience because I already talked about it there, so I don't have to repeat it in every paragraph. This is a good one so far. I just need to add more. Okay, this is it. So I am done with this. I will just add that I will take classes like trading between developing and developed countries, trade and WTO laws, GATT, trips, and I will merge classes with commercial arbitration such as international commercial arbitration, alternative dispute resolution. So this is something that I will be merging classes because because of my field. So far this is good. Now we arrive to the conclusion. Completing any of these 3 courses will enable me to be a pioneer in this field and become a professional, become a young leader, become a professional young leader, shaping the future of Afghanistan's shaping the future of foreign investment in Afghanistan. That's a very big thing. Investment in Afghanistan and its trade relationship with the world and the region upon my return. This is a very big thing, I know it. I understand. It's idealistic, but let's keep it for now. Future studying the formation courses mediation will help me be an expert and be able to work at the CDR to help remove congestion caseload of the state courts, working at the WTO Department of Ministry of Commerce. Okay, I put this. Okay, I don't mind. I put it here. Because if I say something idealistic, this is the explanation. Studying the aforementioned courses such as WTO, GATT strips, I don't have to put etc. Commercial law. I love to make these important words, write them with capital letters. You don't have to do it, it's just my habit. And will help me be an expert to be able to work at the ACDR to help remove the congestion caseload of the state courts. I have to make this state court, capitalized, working and working at the WTO Department of the Ministry of Commerce will give me the opportunity to attract foreign investment in Afghanistan. Okay, public service, this is fine. Is without a doubt the right career for me. That is why I'm currently working for the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce. I don't know if I have to write this, but last but not least, I will be able to contribute to the professional and academic community of international trade and commercial law by writing articles, research papers, and publications in both English and Persian languages. Okay. The Chevening Scholarship will also give the Chevening Scholarship also would give Afghanistan an expert to be the founder of arbitration and represent Afghanistan in international commercial or trade disputes. The Chevening Scholarship also would give Afghanistan a young expert to be the founder of arbitration, to be the founder of institutional arbitration and represent Afghanistan international commerce or trade disputes. Wow, that's a big idealistic goal. So the reason why I stick to some of the idealistic words is okay, but I will remove them. For now, we have 958 words. It's like 950. Let's say we have around 1,000 words, which we have to, remove a lot of extra wordings from this to make it as short as possible. We are going to work on this because I want you to stick with me so that we are able to have a complete essay, as I promised you that I will stick with you until the end of your Chevening application process, so that you have a complete essay with all the details. And and I will remove this to see how far we can go with this. So once again, before we start reviewing this, I want to tell you guys that when you want to write the conclusion, be careful to I wrote something that is out of the scope of what I wrote in leadership. In leadership and in networking. It is not very much related to those parts. Which what I will do, I will go and review them once and see what I can write here, because they have to be, related. My goals, my plans, whatever I have written in leadership, whatever I have written in networking, so that it shouldn't look like this is written by another person, or this is a goal for another person, or it's a goal that you didn't, mention anything about writing, publication, commercial law or trade law or ACDR, these things. Because if you have noticed, in the first two questions we wrote a lot of things regarding social activities, community activities, being an activist and these things, but here I haven't talked about them, which I feel it's not as good as it should be. So that's why it requires more attention and work. So let's dive back to our our third question, and then remove some parts so that we get to we make it as short as possible. So, okay, I have been involved in reconstruction and economic development of Afghanistan since 2010, when I was an interpreter with the X. I have been working in the development sector with a focus on peace, education, rule of law, and economic building for the last 10 years. I will remove peace. Focus on education, rule of law, and economic building for the last 10 days. What? 10 years. What I have done? Building for the last 10 years. I have experienced how closely the economy is related to security and peace. That's why I had the word peace there. I have experienced how closely the economy is related to security, especially in the post-conflict countries. Okay, I will totally remove this, okay? I don't talk about peace. I don't want to talk about law, about trade, about commerce, and then about my social activities, and then about alternative dispute resolution and the branches. It's going to confuse the reader. Why I'm talking about peace if I'm a lawyer? Of course, I'm responsible as a good citizen, but I don't want to confuse the reader, so I removed that part. I've been working in the development sector. That is fine, development of trade and commerce and business and everything, on the focus on education, rule of law, and economic building for the last 10 years. That's absolutely fine. The policies of President Ghani, and one of his achievements is Afghanistan's membership in WTO that attracts foreign investment and trade in Afghanistan. That's great. I am interested in trade and commercial law, which made me take classes in business and trade during my bachelor. Which made me take classes. I put all these classes classes, business and trade, made me take classes in business and trade, and then I put LGS 1X, introduction to trade, business law. I don't put this LGS. I don't think. Let's just put it here. Trade, commercial law. Commerce, trade, and business. I combine them all together. Okay. Commerce, trade. I don't use comma. Introduction to commerce, trade, business law, LGS, this. Okay, I combined them. I think this is going to be one word. What do you think? Okay, yes. If I use the word hash, dash here, it will be one. Introduction to commercial law, introduction to trade law. So I remove all these. Okay, alternative dispute resolution. I don't use WTO. I don't have to use it. During my bachelor, at the American University of Afghanistan, AUAF. I have to put AUF because I don't have to use the long name American University of Afghanistan. And then these classes helped me land in a position at the WTO Department of Ministry of Justice at Afghanistan. At Afghanistan's WTO Department. And at the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce and Industries as the Deputy Director of Afghanistan Center for Commercial Dispute Resolution at the ACCI, seeing the impact of the economy on commercial and development. This is wrong. And impact of economy on commerce and development. Afghanistan faces many problems. Finding experts, practitioners, professional arbitrators or mediators, experts in the field of alternative dispute resolution, along many other problems with the regulation. What's this? Afghanistan faces many problems. Okay. So meanwhile, it has a little bit problem, but I will review it later. Meanwhile, during my work, I found that there is congestion in the state courts and domestic and foreign investors don't trust the courts either. I think I will combine this part with the above problems because it's just a problem. I just say congestion in the state courts along many other trust problems of the system with the lack of regulations. That's what you need to do. It is the time for ACCI and WTO departments to achieve sustainable economic developments by training experts and having better commercial, business and trade laws, regulations, and sound trade relations. Meanwhile, Afghanistan lacks professionals and expert human resources for commerce and trade. Okay, I don't put this. Okay, I already talked about them. Pursuing a master's degree in international trade and commercial law with a focus on trade development and leadership will enhance my professional career and will allow me to help in investment, economic development, and commercial dispute resolution in Afghanistan to attract foreign and domestic investment through ACDR. That's great. To be able to resolve these problems, I am looking to study at the following universities to be able to learn. To be able to learn. I just say to learn. Universities, to learn and elevate my knowledge. To resolve these problems. in my country. I have passionately selected 3 universities that best meet my desired field of postgraduate studies in commerce and trade law. That's good. So, my first option is University of Aberdeen. Course name, I have this one. I will remove this, okay? I just say my first choice at the University of Aberdeen. This means that this is my first choice at the University of Aberdeen, and I have the name of the commercial law with professional skills will equip me with the critical thinking and understanding of understanding of both the practice and theory of international commercial law and development. The reason why I choose to study at the Aberdeen University is to learn commerce and trade law with professional skills module that enables me to work practically in my last semester. That's good. Furthermore, I will concentrate on courses like International Trade and Commerce, International Commercial Arbitration, GATS, and WTO courses. This is short, so I have to use the same with others. My second choice is university. Okay, I removed this because I already have it. My second choice is University of Birmingham, L.L.M International Commercial Law, which offers a wide range of optional modules. The important modules will help me choose subjects related to international trade or investment for developing countries, which is really required and needed for Afghanistan and other developing countries. The reason why I choose this university is that these course modules provide me a thorough conceptual framework and the skills to analyze the different factors on international trade and commerce in post-conflict and developing countries. I will concentrate on courses such as WTO, GATT, TRIPS, and other WTO laws, international commercial arbitration. I just say I will concentrate on courses such as WTO, GATS, international commercial arbitration, GATS, arbitration, and dispute resolution. These courses are very similar to my current work at the ACDL, which will help me learn more and more. I don't have to write this. I already talked about the things that helped me. This is not going to help me. My third choice is the London School of Economics. My third choice is the London School of Law and Economics for its vast modules in international laws, trade, and commercial transactions. As I'm dealing with international commercial arbitration transactions at my workplace, I used to take international commercial law courses during my bachelor's at the AUF. Completing these international trade and commercial law modules, I have to capitalize them all, but these modules will enable me to be a pioneer in this field in my country. I will take classes like trading between developing and developed countries, trade and WTO laws, GATT, TRIPS, and I will merge classes with commercial arbitration. I don't have to talk about that one because commercial arbitration I already talked here. Conclusion: completing any of these 3 courses will enable me to be a pioneer in this field and become a professional young leader shaping the future of foreign investment in my country. Okay, that's even longer. I remove extra things. Studying the aforementioned courses I don't have to repeat them. Studying the aforementioned courses will help me be an expert and be able to work at the ACDR to help remove the congestion caseload of the state courts, and working at the WTO department of the Ministry of Commerce will give me the opportunity to attract foreign investment in Afghanistan. I'm confident that public service is without a doubt the right career for me. That's why I am currently working for the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce and the Afghanistan Dispute Resolution Center. Last but not least, I will be able to contribute to the professional and academic community of international trade and commercial law by writing articles, research papers, and publications in both English and Persian languages. The Chevening Scholarship also would give Afghanistan a young expert to be the founder of an institution of arbitration and represent Afghanistan in international commercial trade law. Okay, this is good. I will remove the word conclusion because it itself means that it is a conclusion. Check the number of wordings. and we are 767. So we are like, we need to remove only 200 words. Wow, that is great. Okay, all I want to do now is that, okay, I want to give other tips for you before this video ends. What we did, we wrote why we choose the universities. We wrote the name of the courses that we are going to study there, and why we choose the university, because of that specific environment, because of its geography, maybe because of its expertise, because of the, you know, the subjects that they teach there, or because how important that university is for your career. You also talk about the courses that you took during your bachelor degree, which was similar to your master's degree. Of course, your interest should be the same, because if you have been studying one thing, you dream to work another thing. You want to study law because it's good, but you don't want to work in the law. Of course, that doesn't make sense. That's why if you say that, okay, because I liked, I don't know, this, I cannot give you other examples because I don't want to confuse you. I'm just a lawyer, so I concentrate on giving examples in law. For example, it was I studied business law. I'm studying business law currently. So I used to take business law classes because I liked them, instead of criminal law, instead of like family law or property law. And I used to take those classes, and that's why, if you remember, I talked about the moots, commercial law moots I participated in Hong Kong, and WTO law that I participated in Thailand, WTO moot. And then I say, well, I'm studying commercial law. It's all related, so it's like a very good chain that connects all the dots. That I'm here, I worked at the business dispute resolution center, I'm studying commercial law, and I will go back and work for the WTO, commerce and trade. So you need to do the same thing to make all your essays be on the same topic. Your leadership, you have done something for your field. And networking, you are in the right network, okay? And that network helps you achieve something. So I'm studying these things. I'm back working for the same communities, lawyers, business law experts, and trade law laws, and also business community. I worked for the Chamber of Commerce for my country, where all the businesses are registered. So I'm involved with them, and I'm going to solve their business transaction problems. And then I'm studying these 3 universities, which they are the best in, I assume they are the best, or the ones that you choose. They should be, very important for you and your career goals. And then in conclusion, I wrote about my classes, my bachelor, about my work, and also you talk about your future work. You talk like, okay, when I return back to my country, I will write papers, I will continue. Maybe you want to take your PhD. In the last paragraph, you can write it. Just say that I want to pursue my PhD and I want to be a professor teaching back at the local universities in your country. Or you want to be a professor outside your country and travel the world. I could also write to be an international arbitration lawyer, so that I would travel the world and resolve cases. I could write to be I want to be a lawyer at the WTO headquarters in Geneva, representing Afghanistan in the dispute settlement and the WTO the settlement body. You can write all these things. So what I want to tell you and want to make it clear for you, that all your essays, the first, second, and third, they should all be right on the same topic. That's going to help the reader understand what you are talking about, and it makes your own idea clear as well. So one more thing, that for the interview, I have to give you some tips so that you consider for your interview. You have chosen these 3 courses, and you are going to be asked about this in the interview, why you have chosen this university. So try to do as much research for the universities as possible, so that in the interview you will be able to have a list of the courses and the modules you're going to study. So there in the interview, you can exactly say, okay, why I choose, like I said, why I choose to study at the University of Aberdeen. And I said all the benefits I have had at the University of Aberdeen. The location of Aberdeen is important for me. The university is famous. The couple of the professors I knew who are working in Kluwer arbitration database or website where all law students are, they can find most of their legal researches, articles and publications. I say, well, she is working there and I know her, and I found that she is also teaching at the University of Aberdeen. So these are all other important things that you may not be able to write in your paper because you might run out of over the word limit, but you can keep a lot of this information for the interview so that during the interview you can talk about it. Other thing is, if you change your university, if you wrote about University of London School of Economics, and then you get a rejection letter from this university, or you get an unconditional conditional offer, not an unconditional, and you want to change it. So what would happen to this paper? Or you are not sure right now. You have, for example, conditional offer from 5 universities, but you don't know which one you put it and which one will give you conditional, unconditional. So write the same thing. You write, for example, my second, my third, my first, second, and third, and also think about one of them to be always your first, and then write for the other 2 universities as well. For example, now you have enough time to write for 2-3 universities, more than these 3 universities, 3 more. Write them. It's very easy. It's just one paragraph. The reason maybe my 4th and my 5th was like Nottingham University and let's say Oxford, Cambridge University. Just write it. Keep it there. And if you don't get an unconditional offer by the time you submit your application, or you get a rejection or something, you can just change it and you can put the same kind of subjects. You can put the same like paragraph there and just make sure that the subjects are okay, and then you can easily change it. And if you submit these universities application and you don't have any offer from them, but then you get a rejection after you submit the application, still don't worry. You have the chance to revise this list during the interview, but you should have a convincing reason why you want to change it. If it's a rejection and you got unconditional offer from another university, that's fine. But if you have offers from these universities, still you want to remove them during the interview, that's something you can do it. That's something why you should do research and find as many universities as possible. That's why I am highly encouraging you to apply to hundreds of universities. Not like every university, but those universities that you do research and you find and you think they are valuable for you, your style, your method of learning. Apply to them. Chevening does not stop you actually for applying to as many universities as possible, and it's good to try Cambridge and try Oxford. Don't worry, send your application, do your best. First, don't apply to Cambridge and Oxford, apply to at least 5 other universities, and then give it a try. Then try to apply, because you will learn if you apply to 5 universities and then your 6 universities, Oxford and Cambridge, I'm pretty sure even if they reject you, they would say that you had a good application. And they would just reply you. They would not ignore you because they would see a crap. So I wish you best of luck with this third essay question. I'm going to record the 4th one very soon and upload it. I apologize for not being able to upload them all at once or record them all at once, because as you can see, it took us 2 hours to record the first and the second part, and it takes a few hours to edit them, and it takes a few hours to upload them on the internet before it's at your disposal. And some of you are going to ask questions in the Facebook group. I highly encourage you to put your comments and questions here, which I might not be able to respond in Facebook. It's too much and it's all over the Facebook. Difficult to find them and answer them. I try my best to answer as many questions as you have, but I have to admit and I have to apologize that I am not able to answer all of your messages. Some of you are calling me in my Facebook account. I'm sorry that I cannot answer them. I did not answer any single phone call I got from like fans or people who are following me in the group and also these videos, because it's very difficult for me. I apologize for that. But that's why instead of giving my time 1 minute, 100 minutes to one person, I am recording a video to explain everything in depth and share everything I have, even my personal life, my personal statement for you and with you, so that you learn, not one person but like the whole community of interested Chevening applicants can learn something from the same time that I can respond to one person. I respond to everybody, and everybody can learn something. I wish you best of luck. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel, and see you in essay question number 4.